Hey, Mike, I just finished my first day at the new job.
Awesome! How was it? Did you like the workplace?
It went pretty well. I was so nervous, but everyone was really nice to me.
That's good. Sounds like a good environment.
Still feeling a bit overwhelmed, though. So many new faces to remember. It's going to be tough to remember all of their names.
Oh yeah, of course. You'll get used to it quickly, though.
Hope so. The HR manager spent an hour going through everything with me today.
That's a lot of time just for orientation.
Well, there's quite a bit to learn.
At least it won't be as intense as your old job.
Yeah, even though it was just orientation today, I can tell the team is great and supportive.
Did they show you around everything and all?
They did. The office is smaller than my old job, but it makes it less overwhelming, I think.
That's good. Less walking around, too.
True, though I already miss having my own office. It's always nice to have your own space, you know?
Oh, so you have a shared space now?
Yeah, but my desk is by the window, so that's good.
Nice. Do you have a good view from the window?
Not really. It's just the parking lot, but natural light is always good.
Better than staring at a wall.
Yeah, and since it's the same industry as before, I should get the hang of it pretty quickly.
You've got years of experience. You'll be fine. I know you'll do well.
Oh, and my old job actually called today, asked if I'd reconsider staying full-time.
You didn't think about it, did you?
No, we already decided this was better for us.
Good. You were always too busy before.
What I'll be doing at this new job is pretty similar to what I used to do, so I shouldn't have any trouble.
We really lucked out finding a part-time position that matches your experience.
Almost feels too good to be true sometimes.
I told you everything would work out.
Though the pay difference is bigger than I expected.
Money isn't everything. You'll be able to have more time for yourself now.
True, though I'll miss my old salary. Spending more time at home will be worth it.
You were working too hard before anyway.
Still feels weird going from managing a team to being the new person.
Fresh start isn't a bad thing.
I guess. I just need to get used to working part-time now. It's different for sure.
You'll get used to it. Plus, now you can focus on our home.
Oh, I love the shorter commute too. I'll be able to have even more time for me.
See? More time for cooking and stuff.
Speaking of cooking, I'm stopping by the grocery store. Want anything specific for dinner? I'll cook whatever you'd like.
Something with chunks of meat would be good.
Big pieces of meat, huh? Maybe we should celebrate my new job with steak.
Nice! I'll grab some wine. It's a celebration.
Well, just grab a bottle. We shouldn't be drinking much on weekday. Oh, and my team lead mentioned there might be overtime next week.
Really? I thought you're only working part-time. Why do they need you to do that?
Just temporary. They're short-staffed.
But you took this job to work less.
I know. I don't mind it anyway, but just letting you know.
Well, don't let them take advantage of you.
I'll be fine.
Hey, and going back to the wine, you never used to worry about my drinking before.
Things are different now that we're married.
Different how?
Well, we have to think about saving money now.
Already thinking about that on your first day?
Well, part of my job is taking care of your health and supporting your work, right?
I guess, but you're starting to sound like my mom.
I am not your mother. Don't say that to your newlywed wife.
Sorry, just feels different from when we were dating.
Of course it's different. We're building a life together now.
It's funny to think we haven't even been living together a full month yet, have we?
No, just 3 weeks. Everything still feels new.
Should we get some dessert to really celebrate?
Sure, but nothing too expensive.
Right, we are on a budget.
Well, we should start thinking about it.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. Well, I guess I was always at your place, so maybe that's why it doesn't feel super newlywedish.
Yeah, probably. Though staying over occasionally is different from actually living together.
Yeah, now I can't escape your nagging.
Hey, I don't nag that much.
Just kidding. Your cooking makes up for it.
Oh, right. We should figure out our budget and savings plan soon. Your payday is coming up.
What are you talking about? I already gave you $300.
I've been tracking our expenses this week.
Already? We just got married.
Well, we need to plan ahead.
You're starting to sound like an accountant.
Just trying to be responsible here.
We can worry about that later.
The utility bill came today.
How much?
More than I expected.
Can't you just handle it?
I need to know how much money we'll have each month.
What are you talking about? I already gave you $300.
Oh, that $300 was for groceries, right?
No, that's for all living expenses.
What? Living expenses?
Yeah, for the month.
You can't be serious.
Rent comes straight out of my paycheck. $300 should be plenty.
I'm looking at the bills right now. That won't work.
Figure it out.
These are basic expenses, Mike.
My parents manage fine on less.
That won't cover utilities, internet, phone bills, insurance, and other expenses. Plus groceries, there's no way.
You're overthinking this. It's not that much.
Let me break it down for you. The internet bill alone is $60.
That seems high. Can't we get a cheaper plan?
It's the basic package. Here's the breakdown.
Do we really need all that?
Yes, we do. And the phone bill is another $40.
My parents don't spend nearly that much.
Because they're on a family plan they've had for years. I've already made a list of all our monthly bills.
Come on, you're making this more complicated than it needs to be. Just try to handle it.
Have you ever paid bills before?
My parents handled that.
That explains a lot.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. We just need to be realistic about expenses.
You're being too uptight about money.
This isn't something to laugh about. That amount won't work, even with strict budgeting.
Then use some of your part-time money to cover the rest.
My money?
Why not? You're working too.
I haven't even gotten paid yet. My first check won't come until next month.
It's weird if I'm the only one contributing.
But I am contributing. I'm managing our home.
That's different.
How is it different?
You're not bringing in money yet.
My first paycheck isn't until next month. Plus, I'm only working 3 days a week.
But you'll be making money soon.
That doesn't help with this month's bills.
You said you'd make $400 to $500 a month. That's plenty.
I was planning to save that money, and isn't it weird that I'd be paying more than you when I work part-time?
We're married now. Should it matter whose money is whose?
Well, that's true, but...
Besides, you're the one who wanted to work part-time.
Because you said you wanted me home more.
And now you are, so help with the expenses.
That wasn't the agreement. We talked about me saving my income.
Plans change. We need to be practical.
I am being practical. That's why I'm telling you $300 isn't enough.
I'll put whatever's left of my paycheck into savings, so it's fine.
How much are you actually saving?
That's not important right now.
If you want me to be frugal, you need to be saving for us. I found your receipt from lunch yesterday.
You're going through my things now?
It was on the counter. $25 for lunch?
That was a business lunch.
Well, I'm trying to make meals with basically nothing.
That's different money.
How is it different?
Work expenses are separate.
You know what? Let's sit down and go over everything properly. We should check our household income and expenses.
Can't we just try it first?
I already made a budget spreadsheet.
You're always making spreadsheets, so organized.
Because we need to plan our finances.
Just try working with what I gave you first. No need to go over the details.
We need a proper budget. I can show you the numbers.
That's not something we can figure out right away. Let's just try it my way first, and if it's not enough, we can discuss it later.
The electric bill is due next week.
Already?
Yes, and we need groceries too.
Use what I gave you.
You're not listening to me at all.
You're not even giving it a chance.
I bought the bare minimum at the store today.
How much was it?
$85.
That seems high.
That's just basics for a week.
A week? That should last longer.
Not with the meals you want.
My mom could make it last 2 weeks.
With what your dad gave her for groceries, maybe.
You're just not trying hard enough.
Okay, but you'll need to cover the difference until my first paycheck.
How much difference?
At least another $300 for basic expenses.
No way, that seems excessive.
Look at the bills yourself.
I trust you, but that's too much.
It's really not. I can show you the math.
You keep talking about math.
Because that's how budgets work.
Can't you just make it work?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It won't work with your plan.
You're being too rigid about this. Fine, just let me know how much you need. I've got to get back to work.
We still need to discuss this.
We can talk later.
This is serious, Mike. We can't keep avoiding it.
I said fine. I'll talk to you after work.
When exactly? You've been saying that for days.
Don't start with me.
We need to figure this out.
Will do later.
When would that be exactly?
Just not now.
Okay, fine. Let me know when you get off work.
Sarah, what's with today's lunch? Some bean sprouts, 1 egg roll, and a single piece of fried chicken? This isn't right.
Was it not enough?
You know it's not. Where's the rest?
That's what I could make with what we have.
Your lunches used to be way better than this. Where's the meat, the side dishes?
I used what I could with our budget.
1 piece of chicken, seriously?
Meat is expensive.
You used to pack at least 3 pieces.
That was when I had a proper grocery budget.
I'm telling you, this is definitely not enough. How am I supposed to get through the afternoon with this?
I can't make the same lunches as before with $300 a month for everything.
My coworkers are laughing at my lunch.
They shouldn't waste time looking at other people's food. What you eat isn't their business.
Their wives pack proper lunches.
Maybe their wives probably have proper budgets.
Why can't you make nice lunches like before?
You know why. I've already told you. I'm trying to cut back on food costs since money's tight.
I saw your grocery receipt.
And?
You bought expensive vegetables.
They were on sale.
Still too much.
I saw premium steaks at the supermarket yesterday. Why not use those?
Now you're talking.
I was being sarcastic.
Why?
Those are $30 per package. That's 10% of our monthly budget.
So, it's good meat.
And we can't afford it.
You're being too strict with the budget.
I have to be. We still need money for dinner groceries.
You always have an excuse.
It's not an excuse, it's math.
This isn't the right way to save money. This just makes me want to eat out.
If you have money for eating out, could you add it to the grocery budget instead? I could make better lunches then.
That's different.
Why don't you get it? That's not how budgeting works.
It's still spending on food.
It doesn't make sense to spend on restaurants when we can't afford groceries.
You're missing the point.
What point? That you'd rather spend money eating out than on groceries?
Restaurant food is made by professionals. Of course it's expensive. Even if I gave you that money, you couldn't match their quality.
Oh, wow. Don't you remember I used to cook professionally?
That was years ago.
Still know how to cook, though.
Then why are my lunches getting worse?
I know how to cook when I have ingredients.
I'm just saying your lunches shouldn't get worse just because we're married.
They're getting worse because you won't give me enough money for groceries.
My coworkers' wives manage fine.
Ask them their grocery budget then.
You never complained about money when we were dating.
Because I was using my own salary then.
Here we go with the salary talk again.
Because it matters.
Look, I don't want any more of these sad lunches. Either make proper ones or don't bother making them at all.
You want me to make better lunches without giving me money for ingredients?
Other wives manage just fine.
Fine, don't expect any more lunches then. Just eat out.
You're really not gonna make my lunch anymore.
Nope, use your eating out money instead.
Is this what marriage is like after just 2 months?
What did you expect? Magic food that costs nothing?
You never acted like this before.
I had my own money to spend.
You're really hung up on money.
Because it's a real problem.
Shouldn't you be saying something like, I'll make better lunches tomorrow? You're not taking this housewife thing seriously.
I'd love to make better lunches, only if I had a realistic budget.
Your attitude is the real problem here.
What attitude? Being realistic?
You've changed since we got married.
Yes, because now I have to manage impossible expectations. I'm trying to make this work with what you're giving me.
You're just being difficult.
I made a detailed budget. Look at it.
More spreadsheets?
Because you won't listen otherwise.
I do listen.
Then why won't you look at the actual numbers?
You're being a bad wife.
Excuse me? How dare you say that?
A good wife would figure out how to make it work.
I've been trying to make it work for weeks.
Try harder. You're just making excuses.
Show me how to make $300 work then.
Other people do it.
I've shown you all the bills. How are those excuses?
You always have some reason why things can't work.
Yes, mathematical reasons.
You're always on about spreadsheets and budgets.
I'm trying to show you the reality.
Reality is making do with what you have.
The lunches are basic because I'm budgeting.
Other people manage just fine on this much.
Who? Name one person.
My mom did.
Your mom had your dad's full salary.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. She told me.
When?
Last week when I asked her for budgeting advice.
You talked to my mom about our money?
I needed help figuring out how she managed.
That's embarrassing!
We are family. Who cares?
You just need to be creative.
I am being creative. I'm stretching $300 as far as it can go.
You've got your part-time money now. You could put some of that toward groceries.
I haven't even gotten my first paycheck yet.
But you will soon.
Don't you think you're being a bit selfish?
Me? How am I being selfish?
Yes, you. You said you'd save whatever was left of your paycheck, but you spent almost all of it. You barely saved $10.
I had expenses come up.
Like what? Your daily coffee?
That's my work expense.
What other expenses?
I had to buy new work clothes.
I saw the credit card statement. Those weren't work clothes.
You checking my credit cards now?
I'm trying to understand where all the money is going. Someone has to be responsible here.
What's that supposed to mean?
You spend freely on yourself while demanding I pinch every penny. That's messed up.
I earned that money.
And I quit my full-time job for you.
I never forced you to.
No, you just guilted me about it for months.
And I'm trying to manage our household with almost nothing. I work full-time and pay high rent. You're being way too demanding about money. You're not single anymore. Learn to work with what you're given.
The rent comes straight from your paycheck. You're not even seeing that money.
Still counts as my contribution.
It's the bare minimum.
I give you spending money too.
We're struggling because you're not giving enough.
I give plenty.
$300 isn't plenty.
Then use your salary.
My first paycheck isn't even here yet.
It will be soon.
So I should pay more than you while working part-time?
You know what? If you can't manage the budget, we should just get divorced.
Are you serious right now?
Completely serious.
After 2 months of marriage.
If you can't handle money, what choice do I have? I mean, come on, I give you $300 for expenses and pay the rent. If you can't make that work, something's wrong.
The only thing wrong is your understanding of living costs.
You're just not trying hard enough.
I've been trying for weeks.
When I lived with my parents, I only gave them $50. Mom managed just fine.
Your parents paid for everything else.
Mom never complained about money.
Because your dad actually contributed. This isn't about budgeting anymore. This is about respect.
If you can't handle $300, then let's divorce, or you can use your part-time money to cover the rest. Your choice. Figure it out or we're done.
You'd really throw away our marriage over this?
I'm not the one being difficult.
Fine, I'll do it, but don't regret this later.
Why would I regret anything?
You'll see.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out.
By the way, I want meat for dinner tonight, nothing else.
After everything you just said?
Yes, and make it good this time. Sarah, are you home? The lights are all off. Why aren't you answering?
No, I'm not.
What do you mean you're not?
Exactly what I said. I'm not home.
Where'd you go without making dinner? Don't tell me you're out having fun when you've been complaining about money.
Nope. I went back to my parents since I can't manage the budget. I left the divorce papers on the table. Goodbye.
What? You can't be serious. This is a joke, right?
No joke.
Are you really at your parents'?
Yes, I packed my things while you were at work.
Wait, there really are divorce papers on the table. What's going on? This makes no sense.
Makes perfect sense. You said divorce if I can't manage on $300.
I didn't actually mean it.
Then why say it?
I was just frustrated.
Well, now you don't have to be frustrated anymore.
That's not what I wanted.
What did you want then?
I just wanted you to try harder.
I tried for weeks. You wouldn't listen.
But leaving without warning?
I warned you. You didn't take me seriously.
I didn't think you'd actually leave.
What did you expect? Seriously.
What happened to trying harder? The meals have been fine these past few days. I was happy you were finally getting it.
Finally getting what?
How to manage money properly.
You still don't understand, do you?
Understand what?
I used up our entire month's budget in 3 days to make those meals.
What? How?
The meals were better because I stopped worrying about the budget. That's why the money ran out in 3 days.
You didn't have to leave over this. Come on, we can talk about this.
Yes, I did. You made it clear what would happen if I couldn't manage on $300, and I told you it is impossible and not happening.
I just wanted you to understand, that's all.
Understand what?
That we need to be careful with money.
No, you need to understand what things actually cost.
Can't we talk about this? You can't just leave.
We've been talking. You just haven't been listening. I'm tired of telling you the exact same things over and over again.
Just come home and we'll figure it out.
There's nothing to figure out. You made your choice and see where we are now.
But I love you.
Love isn't enough when there's no respect. You showed no respect and you actually demanded the impossible.
Where is this coming from?
From weeks of being treated like your servant.
Just wait, this is crazy. So you're divorcing me because you can't budget? Didn't you love me at all?
You're still blaming me for not budgeting after everything?
I just don't understand what happened.
Look at your bank statements. That's what happened.
I'm just trying to understand.
What's there to understand? You said impossible conditions.
I set normal expectations.
That's rich coming from you. You asked me to quit my full-time job for part-time work because you wanted me home more, but then you won't even give me enough money to run the household. Make it make sense.
I thought it would work out.
Based on what? Magic?
My mom managed.
Your mom had a real budget.
I gave up half my salary for you. I didn't force you to.
No, you just guilted me about working too much.
That wasn't my intention. I thought you would want to focus on some of the housework instead of working so much. I really thought $300 was enough.
How? Have you ever bought groceries?
Sometimes.
Your sense of money is completely warped. Internet and phone bills are $100 right there. Then there's utilities, insurance. It's almost pointless to talk about money with you now. You don't listen.
But my parents manage fine.
Your dad pays all the bills. Your mom told me.
She did?
Yes, we had a long talk about it.
When?
After I showed her our budget.
You showed her our finances?
I needed to understand how she managed so well. After you kept talking about how your mom managed so well, I had to ask her for advice.
You shouldn't have done that. That's pretty personal. It should have been between us.
Who cares? Toilet paper and tissues aren't free. Have you thought about toothpaste, shampoo, dry cleaning? How much do you think all that costs?
I never really calculated it.
Obviously, you spend more than $300 just on yourself.
That's coming from a different budget.
There's no such thing as different budget.
Work expenses are different, but you have your part-time income too, so I thought it'd be enough once you combine the budget.
Which I haven't even received yet.
You'll get it soon, though.
If you were actually saving money like you promised, I wouldn't have complained. But you spent everything except rent and my $300 on yourself.
I had expenses.
Like what? Your daily $5 coffee? Your $15 lunches out?
I need those for work. I deserve to have a cup of coffee.
But I can't have basic grocery money?
Coffee is not expensive. Those are small expenses.
They add up to more than you give me for the whole month. You really need to calculate how much you spend on each items every month. You promised to cover the shortfall until my first paycheck, but you didn't even do that. I had to use my savings from before marriage.
Oh, I forgot about that promise.
You forget a lot of promises, seems like.
I work hard, and it's only natural that I have work expenses.
What expenses? Name them.
My transportation, lunch.
I work too, and I put everything into our household. I didn't even keep a single dollar for myself.
A housewife doesn't need that much spending money anyway.
Excuse me?
You're home most of the time anyway.
So I'm just never supposed to buy anything for myself ever again?
That's not what I mean.
Go figure it out. See if you can do that yourself. And so Mike's solo living experiment began. Since he was a complete novice at cooking, I answered his questions when he asked, but after just 2 weeks, he called me crying that the $300 was almost gone. Well, I knew living on $300 would be extremely difficult even for one person, and I didn't really expect him to succeed. I could see he was genuinely trying to change. So I gave him permission to use an additional $300, and he managed to get through the first month spending just over $600. In the second month, he got it down to the $500 range, and finally came to me on his knees apologizing, admitting that living on $300 was impossible. Maybe I was too soft, but I decided to move back in with him. Despite his complete cluelessness about living expenses before, he acknowledged his mistakes and made a real effort to change, so I wanted to give our marriage one more chance. After we started living together again, Mike began giving me his entire paycheck. Now he budgets his own spending money and even helps with saving. While threatening divorce after just a few months of marriage might seem extreme, I'm glad I confronted his selfish assumptions head on. He's even become more helpful with housework, so I'm starting to think about forgiving him completely. Moving forward, I'll keep a tight grip on our finances and focus on saving for our future.
What time do you plan on coming back home? Your part-time job is already over, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Daphne. The part-time job is done, but I'm doing a bit of shopping right now. I should be back in about an hour or so. Was there something you needed from me before I came back home?
Does it really take that long to go shopping?
I need to pick up the suit David had tailored from the department store in the neighboring town. Don't worry, I'll be back in time to prepare dinner.
Oh, so you think mentioning my son's name will make everything okay?
No, that's not it. I mentioned it because he specifically asked me to do this errand for him.
For someone who's living under my roof, you certainly seem to have it easy, don't you? Leaving all the household responsibilities to me, your mother-in-law, while you leisurely stroll around doing your own thing.
I apologize. I promise I'll head straight home after picking up the suit. Well, I might stop by the supermarket for a quick moment.
The supermarket? Why? We bought groceries just yesterday, didn't we?
Actually, I forgot to pick up a few things.
Huh, you're so scatterbrained, honestly.
I'm very sorry.
You know, it's fine if you all eat dinner later than usual, but your father and I eat at 6 p.m. sharp. Can you even manage to have it ready by then?
Yes, I'll make sure it's ready on time.
Are you planning to make some shortcut, lazy kind of meal?
No, I'll prepare a proper dinner. I already prepped the meat in the refrigerator earlier, just in case I got home a little late.
Oh, so that's what you call proper? I checked the refrigerator, you know. I saw the meat sitting there, marinated in a bag. It's one of those quick meals you can just throw in a pan and cook, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's a dish that doesn't take much time to prepare, but it's really delicious. You and Father both liked it when I made it before, so I thought it would be a good idea to make it again.
Stop talking back to me. I can't believe I'm being fed something so thoughtless. It's really disappointing.
I'm sorry.
Or maybe this is just because of your upbringing. Since you were raised by a single mother, maybe you never had the chance to learn how to cook properly.
My upbringing has nothing to do with this.
Oh, really? But don't you think it's true that you don't make many slow-cooked or carefully prepared dishes? I bet your mother was too busy to make them for you, so you never developed a taste for that kind of food, did you? That's why you don't bother making those kinds of meals.
That's not true. Even though my mother had a busy schedule, she always made sure to cook proper meals for us.
Oh, please, I'm sure it was nothing more than glorified instant food. Single mothers don't have the luxury of time, you know. And just so we're clear, putting some vegetables on top of instant noodles doesn't count as homemade cooking.
My mother didn't rely on instant food that much. She took her time to cook for me whenever she could.
Oh, so it's not your mother's fault. Then I guess you're the one who's seriously lacking. It's not just cooking, you're hopeless with other chores too. If I'd known you were this kind of daughter-in-law, I never would have agreed to let you live with us.
I'm sorry. I'll work hard to improve, one thing at a time, so that I can earn your approval.
See that you do. Although honestly, I doubt you'll ever reach that point in my lifetime. Ivy, where is the lunch for me and your father? I've looked everywhere.
Huh? Lunch?
Don't tell me you didn't prepare anything. Or was that because you were too busy going on a trip with my son?
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't think it would be necessary.
Honestly, how inconsiderate can you be? If you're going to leave the house, shouldn't you at least feel sorry enough to prepare something for us in advance? The least you could do is make sure we have something to eat.
I realize this might sound like an excuse, but your son, David, mentioned he wanted to order pizza delivery since it's been a while. So he told me there was no need to prepare anything.
My son said that. Really, he spoils you far too much. Do you think just because you have him on your side, you can ignore everything I say?
I would never think that.
Oh, really? You've already stolen my son from me, and now you're trying to make my husband your ally, too. I suppose it's true what they say. Children from single-mother households are just better at sucking up to men. I imagine your mother must have been the same way. Isn't that how she managed to get by in life? Let's face it, no woman can raise a child on her own without resorting to some kind of skills.
My mother worked earnestly and honestly to provide for us. You can say whatever you like about me, but please don't insult my mother like that.
Insult? Why would you think I'm insulting her? If anything, I'm saying something positive. Isn't selling yourself to men considered a respectable profession nowadays? Or are you the one looking down on women in those kinds of jobs?
That's not it at all. It's just the way you said it felt a little malicious.
See, that's your problem. You think everything is about you. Oh, look at this. I just got a message from David. He's telling me not to give you such a hard time. Did you already go crying to him? I can't stand women like you, always running to a man the moment things get tough.
It's not like that. David is sitting next to me right now, so he must have noticed what's happening.
Oh, so you're trying to tell me you didn't ask him to intervene?
That's not what I meant.
See, this is exactly what gets on my nerves. You're living here as a favor from me, and yet you act like you don't even understand your role as a daughter-in-law.
I'm sorry.
You are such a pathetic excuse for a daughter-in-law. Honestly, I wish you'd just move out already. Why don't you go back to your mother's place? She must be living such a lonely, miserable life now, abandoned by her husband and left alone after her daughter married and left her too.
My mother wasn't abandoned. She's the one who chose to leave my father.
Either way, it's the same thing, isn't it? If she was cheated on, it just means she wasn't worth staying loyal to in the first place. Your mother must not have been much of a woman if that's the kind of life she ended up with.
Please stop saying things like that about my mother.
Oh, and what are you going to do about it? Run and tattle to my son again?
I won't, but if you continue to insult my mother, I won't stay silent anymore.
Oh, how scary. What could a failure like you, raised by a single mother, possibly do? If you're going to take that kind of attitude with me, then don't be surprised if I retaliate. Let me teach you what it means to defy your mother-in-law. Hey, Ivy, is your part-time shift over?
Yes, I'm on my way home now.
Oh, good. Just so you know, I won't be needing dinner tonight. Your husband suddenly surprised me with a gift. A hot spring trip.
Is that so? I understand. I hope you enjoy your trip.
Do you know why my husband decided to give me this trip?
No, I didn't even know you were leaving until now.
Well, let me enlighten you. I spent the past week telling him just how awful of a daughter-in-law you are, and guess what? He agreed. He promised to kick you out while I'm away. What a perfect opportunity, don't you think?
What? You're saying your husband agreed to this?
Oh, absolutely. We made a promise. He's going to make sure this family goes back to being just us. No need for an outsider like you. After all, the real family doesn't need some ungrateful daughter-in-law sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. That's what a strong husband and wife bond is all about.
I see.
So when you get home, make sure you start packing your things. Go back to your family's house, your real family. I'm sure David will listen to his father once he's convinced. There's no way he'll slide with someone like you after just a few short years of marriage.
David and I vowed to spend the rest of our lives together.
Oh, please, do you know how many couples who made those vows ended up divorced? Your own mother is proof of that, isn't she?
That may be true, but David is not like my father. He wouldn't break those vows so easily.
We'll see about that. Honestly, I don't care what kind of a man you think David is. All I care about is that when I return, you're no longer here. That's the only thing that matters to me.
You really dislike me that much, don't you?
Of course I do, but it's your fault, isn't it? You're the one who made it impossible to like you. You're plain-looking, average at best. You're terrible at reading the room. Your housework skills are mediocre, and to top it all off, you come from a single-mother household. Why would I ever want my son to end up with someone like you? Frankly, he's far too good for you.
I see. I understand how you feel now. You don't need to say anything more. I'll leave.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I'm so glad to hear it. Now I can truly enjoy my trip to the hot spring in peace. Even though it's only been a short time living with you, it felt like an eternity. Honestly, it's been exhausting. I doubt we'll ever meet again after this, but I do wish you all the best. Kevin, you're home, right? The front door won't open. Can you open it from the inside?
Why?
Why? Because I can't get in. Aren't we getting rid of that useless wife? Fine, but it doesn't make sense for me to be locked out too. Wait, did you actually change the lock so Daphne can never come back? I mean, I get the determination, but this is just ridiculous.
No, this arrangement is perfect.
What? Kevin, open the door. I told you to get rid of that useless wife. Why am I the one locked out?
Huh? Isn't the useless wife you?
Wait a minute. Me? Are you saying I'm the useless wife?
From where I stand, you're the one who fits that description best.
What on earth? Then what about Daphne?
She's here, in the house. We're making dinner together right now.
You're telling me you chose her over me? Kevin, are you out of your mind?
The one who's out of their mind is you. When David and Daphne said they wanted to build a house, weren't you the one who suggested they live with us until it's done?
Yes, I made that suggestion. It made sense financially, and I thought I was being generous by offering to live with them under the same roof.
Then why did you treat Daphne like a servant? You were supposed to be kind, not hostile.
I was teaching her how to behave as a mother-in-law should. I was trying to make sure she'd be able to support my precious son properly.
That wasn't your job. And for the record, Daphne was doing just fine with the housework. The one who kept nitpicking and causing her trouble was you.
That's not fair, Kevin. Is that really what you've been thinking this whole time?
Your behavior made it impossible to think otherwise. And lately, you've been even parroting Daphne's mother's words, haven't you?
So Daphne ratted me out.
No, it was David. He noticed Daphne wasn't herself lately, so he checked her phone. She didn't say anything to us, but she's been enduring a lot on her own. Even the things you said in front of us were bad enough, but reading the messages you sent behind the scenes? It's embarrassing. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
I only acted that way because I was thinking of David's future. I had to steel myself to be strict with Daphne so she'd become a good wife.
David and Daphne are getting along fine. Isn't that enough? What else do you want?
From my perspective, there were still areas where she fell short.
Even if that's true, it wasn't your place to point them out. Before Daphne moved in, who do you think was handling the housework? I cooked the meals, and on your assigned days, it was always takeout or store-bought food. I was the one cleaning up your messes too. You're in no position to criticize anyone.
We've been married for 30 years. There are bound to be times like that.
It's been that way since the beginning of our marriage, but I'm not here to hold that against you. I just want you to understand that you're not in a position to judge Daphne.
I'm sorry. Maybe I felt like Daphne was stealing David away from me. Well, that's probably why I ended up being so harsh with her.
Your apology shouldn't be directed at me, should it?
I'll apologize to David and Daphne too, but please, can you let me back in the house first?
No, this arrangement works for now. I'll hand over my phone to Daphne so you can talk to her.
Wait, why?
Do you really think Daphne wants to see the person who made her life miserable? Besides, she's already blocked your number on her own phone.
I can't even apologize in person?
Hello, Ivy.
Daphne? I'm so sorry, I never thought it would come to this.
You didn't think this would happen because you assumed I'd leave instead.
I know I hurt you, and I deeply regret that. Can't you forgive me? And maybe convince my husband David to let me come back into the house?
I can forgive what you did to me, but I will never forgive how you insulted my mother.
I'll apologize to your mother, too.
There's no need. I don't want you anywhere near her.
Please don't be so cold. I'll be kind to you from now on. I'll share the housework and I'll change my ways.
That's unnecessary. We won't be seeing each other anymore. Both David and your husband have told me I don't need to consider you family anymore.
That's exactly what I want to stop. I'm genuinely sorry. Why won't you believe me?
Because I don't think you're truly sorry. You're only apologizing because you don't want to be thrown out of the house, aren't you?
That's not true. I've realized how terrible I've been.
Have you? And so quickly? Just earlier you were insisting that you hadn't done anything wrong.
Well, I guess I lied to protect myself, but Daphne, if you'll forgive me, I'll do anything. So please let me back into the house.
There's only one way you can come back.
What is it? If it's something I can do, I'll do it.
Until our new house is ready, you'll have to live with your husband's family in the countryside.
What? Live with my in-laws in the rural area?
That's the condition. Take it or leave it.
Wait a minute, that's way too much.
Then don't do it. But if you don't, your husband says you're not welcome back here either.
Living with my mother-in-law now is impossible, and I don't want to move to the countryside. Can't you come up with another solution?
That's the only condition I'll offer.
Daphne, I'm begging you. I know I was wrong. Please believe me.
I don't think we'll be meeting again for a while, regardless of what you do. You can either live on your own or stay with your in-laws. The choice is yours. Goodbye, and take care. Afterward, my mother-in-law ended up having nowhere else to go, and she had no choice but to move in with my father-in-law at his family's house. This decision came after a lot of thought and discussion, as there were no other immediate solutions to her situation. The transition was difficult, and it marked the start of a new chapter in her life that she had not expected. From what I hear, every day she wakes up early in the morning, alongside my father-in-law's mother, to help with the gardening work that my father-in-law's mother does as a hobby. It's a labor of love for her, something that she enjoys, but it's also something that requires a lot of effort. The farm work is often exhausting, especially for someone who isn't used to such early mornings and physical activity. My mother-in-law, who's not accustomed to this sort of lifestyle, has had a difficult time adjusting to the daily routine. She never imagined that her life would take this turn, where her days would revolve around helping in the garden with my father-in-law's elderly mother, who's been doing it for years. This kind of work has taken a toll on her. Living with people you have never lived with before can be incredibly challenging. For my mother-in-law, this situation is no exception. She had never shared a household with my father-in-law's mother, and the dynamics were bound to be different than what she was used to in her previous home. She's had to adapt to a new way of life, a new environment, and a new set of daily responsibilities. I've been told that every day feels like a struggle for her as she faces the realities of living in a house that's completely different from her own, in a rural area far from the city she was used to. The adjustment is not just to the house itself, but also to the people around her and to the type of work she now finds herself involved in. The daily routine is one of hard physical labor, something she's not accustomed to, and it's wearing her down both physically and mentally. Moreover, my mother-in-law has a strong aversion to insects. She's always been terrified of them, and living in a rural old household where insects are common has proven to be a major obstacle. The house, with its creaky floors and drafts, has become a place where she feels uncomfortable and even afraid. The presence of insects, which she finds repulsive, has made her daily life even harder. I've heard that she's been calling my father-in-law every day, telling him that she wants to leave and go back to her previous home. The situation has become unbearable for her, and she feels trapped in a place that only increases her anxiety. It's not just the work in the garden or the physical discomfort, but the constant fear of insects that makes her want to flee. Despite her wishes, my father-in-law refuses to allow her to leave. He believes the situation will improve with time and that she will eventually adjust to the new environment. He insists that she stay at the house until it's completed. The house that my father-in-law is building for the two of them has not yet been finished, and my mother-in-law is expected to endure her current circumstances for several more months. In the meantime, she's expected to persevere and continue living in the old, uncomfortable house. My father-in-law sees this as a necessary step for her, a sort of cleansing or trial period before she can fully move into the new house. This trial period, as he calls it, is meant to teach my mother-in-law patience and resilience, something that he believes she needs in order to face the challenges of the future. It's a tough lesson, but one that he believes is important for her personal growth. The whole situation is a complex one. On one hand, I can understand why my father-in-law is taking this approach. He believes in tough love and making people face hardships in order to grow stronger. He thinks that my mother-in-law will become more adaptable and more self-reliant if she faces the discomfort and struggles of living in a house that's so different from her own. The goal is not just to finish building a house, but to help her develop a greater sense of endurance and patience. However, on the other hand, I can't help but sympathize with my mother-in-law. She's not a young woman anymore, and the stress of adjusting to a completely new lifestyle, especially in such an uncomfortable and unfamiliar environment, is taking a toll on her. Her dislike of insects is just one small part of the bigger picture, but it's one that she's struggling with every day. My mother-in-law has always been a woman who enjoyed a certain level of comfort in her life. She was used to a more modern and comfortable lifestyle, one where she didn't have to worry about insects crawling around or about getting up early to do farm work. The life she's been thrust into is a far cry from what she was used to, and she is not handling it well. The house, with its rustic charm, is not something she finds charming at all. It's an old building with creaky wooden floors, drafty rooms, and the ever-present feeling of being surrounded by nature in a way that she finds unsettling. The smell of wood, the sounds of the insects at night, and the way the house creaks and groans in the wind make her feel uneasy. The discomfort is not just physical, but emotional as well. She misses the peace and familiarity of her own home, and she often finds herself longing to go back to where she feels safe and secure. As for my father-in-law, I can understand his position, even though I do not entirely agree with it. He is someone who values perseverance and resilience, and he believes that my mother-in-law will come to appreciate the challenges she faces now. He wants her to develop a stronger character, one that's less reliant on comfort and more able to handle the hardships of life. He's always been a man who believed that struggle is a necessary part of growth, and this situation is no different. He sees my mother-in-law's discomfort as part of the process, and he is committed to seeing it through. He believes that the discomfort she feels now will eventually lead to a stronger, more capable person in the future. In the meantime, though, my mother-in-law is not having an easy time. The days drag on, and each one seems to bring more challenges than the last. I can only imagine how difficult it must be for her, feeling trapped in a place that she doesn't like, with no immediate way out. It's a tough situation for everyone involved, and it's hard to say how things will unfold in the next few months. What's clear is that my mother-in-law's life has taken a turn that she never expected, and she's having a hard time adjusting. My father-in-law, meanwhile, remains firm in his decision. He believes that this trial period will help my mother-in-law grow and that she will eventually come to appreciate the life they're building together. He's determined to stay the course, and even though I can see the strain it's placing on their relationship, it's a tough situation for everyone, and I'm not sure what the resolution will be. What's certain is that the next few months will be a test for my mother-in-law, and I can only hope that she finds a way to cope with the challenges ahead. Since my mother-in-law left, life at my in-laws' house has become much more peaceful and relaxed, as if a weight has been lifted, and we can finally enjoy the calmness that comes with having more space and fewer tensions. The atmosphere at home has been significantly improved, and I've been able to appreciate the little things about our daily lives more. There's no longer that undercurrent of discomfort or the constant feeling of walking on eggshells, which I never realized how much it had affected me until it was gone. My husband and my father-in-law have always been very helpful when it comes to household chores. From the start, both of them have been more than willing to pitch in and contribute to the upkeep of the house. They don't expect me to do everything, and they never complain when it comes to tasks like cleaning, cooking, or organizing. This mutual respect for each other's efforts has always made living together easier. But it's become even more apparent now that there's less stress in the air. We all understand the importance of teamwork, and we work together harmoniously to ensure that the household runs smoothly. The chores are divided in a way that works for everyone, and there's no sense of burden or resentment, which has allowed us to focus more on enjoying each other's company. The change in our lives has been noticeable not only in terms of chores, but also in how we spend our time together. We've been able to engage in activities that we had previously set aside simply because we now have the space and peace of mind to do so. Whether it's sitting down for meals without the constant interruptions, watching movies together in the evenings, or just spending time talking and laughing, our daily lives have become far more enjoyable. We found a new rhythm that feels comfortable and fulfilling. Even though my mother-in-law is no longer living with us, I've come to realize that this new dynamic has made a significant difference in my own emotional well-being. It's not just about the physical changes in the household, but also about the emotional freedom I feel now. I no longer have to worry about navigating the complexities of living under the same roof as someone who has always been critical and difficult to get along with. The weight of that tension has been lifted, and I am finally able to breathe more easily. The truth is, I've spent so much time feeling constrained, always trying to avoid conflict and constantly walking on eggshells. There were so many times when I had to hold my tongue, pretending to be okay with things I wasn't, all because I didn't want to upset my mother-in-law or create more drama. Now that she's gone, I feel like I can finally speak my mind without fear of repercussions. I've learned that it's okay to stand up for myself, even when it comes to things that might make others uncomfortable. I've also come to realize that it's perfectly acceptable to ask for help and not feel guilty about it. With my husband and father-in-law being so supportive, I've learned not to shy away from asking for their assistance when I need it. Whether it's for handling a different situation or just managing daily responsibilities, I no longer feel I have to carry the burden alone. The cooperation we've built is one of the things that makes our home life so much better now. We all share the responsibility of keeping things running smoothly, and this mutual effort has made a huge difference in how we live together. There's also a shift in how I approach things when it comes to my mother-in-law's potential return. If she were to come back to the house, I know that I would handle the situation very differently now. I'm not going to allow myself to be treated in the same way I was before. The dynamic has changed, and I've changed with it. I'm no longer the same person who felt powerless in the face of her criticisms and actions. If she were to return, I would make it clear that I'm not going to tolerate any disrespect or manipulation. I would no longer hesitate to voice my opinions and express when I feel uncomfortable or unhappy with the situation. I've also made a commitment to myself that I will stand up for what I believe is right, especially when it comes to my own well-being. If there's ever a situation where I feel my boundaries are being crossed, I won't hesitate to speak up. I will confront any negative behavior head-on and make sure that my voice is heard. I won't shy away from voicing my discomfort or dissatisfaction, even if it means disagreeing with someone in a way that may cause tension. This newfound confidence has given me the strength to be more assertive in other aspects of my life as well. I'm no longer afraid to make my needs known or ask for what I deserve. I've learned that being assertive is not the same as being confrontational, and I can stand my ground without being disrespectful or rude. It's about finding a balance, being firm but still considerate of others. The key is to make sure that my own well-being is prioritized while still maintaining a sense of understanding and empathy for those around me. I also realize that I've gained a deeper sense of self-respect. I've learned to recognize that I deserve to live in an environment where I feel comfortable and valued. That means I'm no longer willing to tolerate toxic behavior, and I will not allow myself to be mistreated by anyone, not even my mother-in-law. I've learned that my feelings matter and that I have every right to create a living situation that brings me peace and happiness. If that means standing up for myself or setting boundaries with difficult people, then so be it. I'm no longer willing to compromise my own happiness for the sake of others' comfort. In the past, I may have been hesitant to express my opinions or challenge certain things, but now I feel empowered to do so. I've learned that I'm not powerless in these situations and I can navigate conflicts with confidence. I'm not afraid of facing difficult conversations anymore, and I will always strive to approach things with honesty and respect. Whether it's addressing issues with my mother-in-law or any other difficult person in my life, I know that I have the tools and the strength to deal with it in a healthy and constructive way. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Ruth, are you still working past the last train again today?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's okay. You can go ahead and sleep.
Lately, it's been so much overtime. Are you okay? Don't push yourself too hard.
Thank you, but I'm fine. Once this busy period is over, I think things will settle down for a while.
I'm glad to hear that. For dinner tonight, I tried making a medicinal recipe to help you recover from your tiredness. I made sure the dishes aren't too heavy on you before bed.
Wait, medicinal recipe? What's that? Since when did you learn to make something like that?
Well, you've been so busy lately and not around much, so I decided to use that time to study. I just wanted to help you, even if it's a little bit.
Really? Oh, thank you. I feel bad for leaving you so many household chores. We always said we'd share everything since we're both working, but still.
Isn't this what a marriage is for, though? To support each other, especially in times like this. And this project of your boss, Jackson, it's the last one you'll be working on together, right?
Yeah, he's transferring in a month. It's amazing that he's moving to the head office, and I'm happy for him, of course, but I've always worked under him, so it's going to be lonely.
You want to make sure that even after Jackson leaves, you'll be okay, right? Don't worry about the housework for now. I'll take care of it for a while. You don't need to apologize.
Luke, I really am so lucky. I'm so glad you're my husband.
I'm only kind, that's about it.
That's not true at all. You're serious about your work too, and everyone at the company really respects you. I remember at your company's barbecue, one of your subordinates told me how much they admire you. They said you're not only capable at work, but also have the best personality, and they respect you most as a boss.
They're probably just trying to be nice to me.
Your humility is one of your best qualities.
It's embarrassing. I don't know how to respond when I'm being praised like that.
Just you making such delicious meals for me is enough. Oh, sorry, I need to get back to work soon.
I understand, but I know you have a lot of things you want to get done. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah, I'll be careful, but you too. If you're tired, don't push yourself too much. Make sure to take care of your own time. Luke, I'm sorry. Can we postpone the museum visit we had planned for next week?
Huh? Did something come up at work?
No, it's not work. Actually, I completely forgot about a trip I'm supposed to take with my parents.
A trip? When did that come up?
It was planned quite a while ago. My dad's turning 60 and they wanted to take me on a trip to celebrate. I totally forgot about it.
It's fine. The exhibition I wanted to see is running until the beginning of next month, so we can go then.
Thank you so much. I'm really sorry for the last minute change.
It's no problem. I've been wanting to meet your parents too, so it works out.
But the trip's just going to be the three of us.
Wait, you and your parents only?
Yeah, I thought it might be better if you didn't come. Just the three of us. I thought it'd be nice for them to have some family time without worrying about you.
I see. Got it.
There's really no hidden meaning behind it. We talked about it about 6 months ago when I visited my parents, and I wasn't meant to leave you out or anything.
I know, but I wish you told me earlier.
Sorry, I just got busy and forgot about it. You know how hectic things have been for me lately.
I'm not blaming you. It's just that lately, we've hardly been spending any time together, and I thought we maybe get a chance to spend the weekend together for once.
Well, after I finish up with this work, I'll be free for a while.
That's true, but was I the only one looking forward to us going out together?
It's not that, but lately, don't you feel like you've been kind of relying on me?
Relying on you? What do you mean?
I mean, even after we got married, you always want to go places together. It feels like you haven't really settled into things yet. I've been thinking maybe you could calm down a little bit.
I don't think it's a bad thing for a married couple to go out together, but I didn't force you into going to the museum either. You said you didn't have any plans, so I thought it would be a good way to unwind.
I don't need that kind of consideration, though.
I'm sorry if I've been making things feel like a burden.
Just give me some space for a while. I don't want you to feel like you have to do everything for me or make these special meals that end up feeling like I'm being scolded for something.
That's not how I meant it at all.
I know it's not how you meant it, but that's how I feel sometimes. Just for now, I don't want anything from you.
Okay, I understand, but there's one thing I want to ask you.
What is it?
When I took the suit to the cleaners, I found a receipt from an obstetrics and gynecology clinic in the pocket. I got worried, thinking maybe you've been feeling unwell.
I haven't been sick, I just went for a routine checkup. Don't go digging through my pockets for trash like that.
Sorry.
I'll handle my own things from now on. Please don't touch any of my personal things. Even if you're not around, I can take care of everything by myself.
Luke, I just looked at my phone.
Is this Floral?
Yes, it's me. Sorry, I left my phone in the bedroom. There was a missed call from you. What's going on? Why are you asking about her?
Floral, Is my wife okay? What's going on over there?
What do you mean, what's going on? I'm fine. Just at home watching TV. Nothing's wrong.
Wait, you're at home?
Yeah, I'm here. I was planning on ordering takeout for dinner tonight, so I've just been resting, watching TV.
But what about the trip you guys are supposed to be going on?
The trip? What are you talking about?
Today was supposed to be this family trip, right? You know, the 2-day, 1-night trip we had planned?
There's no trip planned. What are you talking about? There was never any family trip.
Ruth said she was going on a trip with you and your father, and that she was leaving today. Are you telling me there was no trip at all?
No, Ruth told me she was leaving with you and your father for a family trip, but that's not true, is it? I had no idea about this.
She lied about it? She wasn't really going on the trip?
It's possible that everything she said about the trip might have been a lie. I don't know why she would lie, but it seems like there's something strange going on here.
I can't believe this. She told me she was going on a family trip. Why would she lie about something like that?
I don't know, but I think we need to find out what's going on.
I'm going to try reaching her, but if she's not on a trip, then where is she? Why hasn't she been responding to my messages?
Wait, she said she was going on a trip, but now it sounds like she might not even be on her way. That's really strange.
It's all a bit too confusing. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe she's just been busy, but it doesn't add up. I don't know why she would lie about something as simple as going on a trip. This isn't like her.
Did you try contacting her? Have you gotten any response?
I did try reaching her earlier, but I haven't heard anything back. I'm starting to get worried. There's a big news update about an earthquake where she said she was going, so now I'm really concerned. If she really was on her way there, it could be serious.
What? Where exactly did the earthquake happen? Are you sure she's okay?
I don't know. The news just said the earthquake struck near the area where she was supposed to be. I haven't heard from her, so I'm really scared. I'm going to try calling her again. I have to know she's safe.
Okay, I'll help. Let's keep trying to reach her, and I'll try and gather as much information as I can about the situation.
Please stay calm. If she really is near the epicenter, then it's really dangerous. We have to stay positive. She might be fine, just ain't able to get through because of the situation.
I understand. I'll do the same and see if I can find any more information. If anything happens, I'll let you know right away.
Thank you. I know we don't know for sure if she's really in danger, but if she is, I just wanted to be there for her. I'm really worried.
I understand. I'll help however I can. Don't worry, let's just try to stay focused and keep in contact. I'm sure she's okay, but we have to make sure.
I'll keep trying to contact her. Just hope everything is all right.
Okay, Luke, stay strong. If you hear anything, call me. I'll be here and we'll get through this together. Luke, I'm sorry. I just got home.
There's a divorce paper on the table. Please fill it out and drop it in the mailbox. I'll pick it up later.
Aren't you going to listen to me?
Do you really need me to listen? Even if I did, wouldn't it be just more excuses? Is there any point to it?
Maybe that's true, but I need to explain myself, Luke.
You've been saying you're busy at work, but all along you were having an affair with your boss, Jackson. You even went on that trip. The truth is you went with him, didn't you? Do you think I wouldn't find out? What a shame. If the earthquake had not happened, you probably would have gotten away with it. But now, it's all out in the open. I never expected both of you to end up in the hospital because of a landslide. It seems like fate caught up with you both.
I'm sorry. I swear we were going to end things during that trip.
So what?
It doesn't change anything. I know it was a foolish thing to do. I regret it so much, more than you could ever understand.
Of course you do. You regret it because of the consequences, not because you truly understand the pain you caused. The reason everything came out was because you and Jackson ended up in the hospital. Both I and Jackson's wife found out the truth. It's all out now. Even the company knows because Jackson's wife reported it. He's out of work for a while due to his broken bones.
I truly regret it. Betraying you was wrong, and I am sorry from the bottom of my heart. If I could take it back, I would.
It's over. We're getting a divorce. There's no more discussion to be had.
I don't want it to be over.
I don't understand you. Was Jackson really better than me? Was that the reason you've been so distant lately? Why have you treated me coldly, especially when I was just trying to be kind to you?
I'm sorry. It wasn't because of you.
I was acting that way because I was scared. I kept thinking it was only a matter of time before everything came out, and the more you tried to be kind, the more guilty I felt.
Then why did you even start this affair in the first place? Were you pressured into it? Did Jackson force himself on you because he was your boss and you couldn't say no? Was that really the reason?
No, it wasn't like that. I've admired Jackson for a long time, but when he told me he liked me just before he was transferred to headquarters, I didn't know how to respond. That was the moment I realized things were changing. Before I even realized it, we were already involved.
Before you realized it? Are you saying you didn't know what was happening? Are you implying that you were just swept along by circumstances?
That's not what I mean.
But you were aware of what you were doing. And now you're telling me you just realized things. You didn't think about what would happen, about how it would hurt people, about how it would destroy everything? How could you let it go on this long? Anyway, I have no intention of living with you anymore.
Luke, please, just listen to me. I'm still recovering from the injuries from the earthquake. You know how bad they were, and on top of that, the rumors about Jackson and me have spread like wildfire at work. Everyone is talking about it. It's impossible for me to go back to the office like this.
So?
Don't abandon me. If you leave me, I have nowhere to go. My parents picked me up from the trip, but they are disgusted with me. They said there was nothing they could do to help me, and they told me not to come back to their house.
That's not my problem.
Why are you saying that? Can you really just hate me this easily? After everything we've been through, after all the years we've spent together. I never thought you'd just throw it all away like this. You were always so kind to me.
Do you even know what you've done? You had an affair with your boss, and you went on a trip with him, knowing what it would do to me. Not only that, but you did it while Jackson was married and he has children. It's not just about us anymore. It's about the lives we've ruined.
But I really planned to end it during that trip. I realized that I couldn't keep doing this to you, to anyone. It was eating me alive, and I knew I had to stop it, but I couldn't face you. I felt like I was betraying you more with each day, each moment.
Then why even start? Why not just be honest from the beginning? Why all the lies, all the secrecy? What you're saying doesn't add up. You can't just act like a victim in all this. You've caused more damage than you realize, and you keep apologizing without understanding the full scope of the consequences.
I'm sorry. I can't take back what I've done, but I am truly sorry. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't even deserve forgiveness, but I am truly sorry.
Apologizing won't change anything. You've already done the damage. And honestly, feels like nothing you can say fix it. It sounds horrible, but I looked at the receipt from the gynecologist's office again. You were taking birth control pills.
That's because I thought about it in case anything happened, in case the worst happened.
Thinking about it just makes me feel sick. You had an affair and now you tell me you were preparing for it? You were living a double life, pretending to be so busy with work while secretly having an affair and planning trips with him. Do you really think I could ever forgive you for that?
But you were always so kind to me. You were always the one who took care of me. You were always there when I needed you. You were the one person I could always count on.
And the one who betrayed me was you. You took my kindness and my trust and threw it away. You destroyed everything we had. You tore apart the very foundation of our relationship.
I'll never do this again. From now on, I'll make it up to you. Everything you've done for me, I'll repay you tenfold. Please don't leave me like this. I can't go on without you. I can't face the world knowing I've lost everything.
So now I'm the one who's supposed to stay? You've been saying for months that you wanted space. You've been telling me you needed to be left alone. And now, when everything is falling apart, you expect me to pick up the pieces? Do you even realize how much I've been hurt?
No, that's not what I meant. I didn't want to push you away. I didn't want to hurt you, but I don't know what else to do. When you were so kind to me, it made everything worse because I knew I didn't deserve it.
But I'm the one who's been hurt. And yet here you are, asking for more. Do you not see how much damage you've done? It doesn't matter what you say anymore. I'm done.
But I can't live without you. Please, Luke, don't leave me. I can't be alone. Without you, I have nothing. I'll repay everything. I swear I will.
You said you could do everything without me. You've been telling me for so long that you didn't need me, that you wanted me to leave you alone. Well, I'll do just that. From now on, I'll stay away. You won't have to deal with me anymore. After everything fell apart, my wife kept asking me over and over to try and rebuild our relationship. She repeatedly told me that she didn't want a divorce. She was desperate, but at that point, I was completely certain that I had no intention of trying to fix things with her. It wasn't that I hadn't tried before, but after everything that had happened, I just couldn't see a way forward. I had already made up my mind that I wasn't going to put myself through that pain again. I had completely given up on the idea of reconciliation. My heart had hardened. I told her that I would leave everything in the hands of my lawyer, and I would no longer handle any of the legal matters myself. Maybe the weight of all this was just too much for her, and she couldn't cope with it anymore. But whatever the reason, after about a month, she finally signed the divorce papers and agreed to end the marriage. I wasn't particularly relieved by it, but at least it meant that things were finally moving forward. It was over. There was no going back. Looking back, it was strange how things unfolded. The events that followed were nothing short of bizarre. It all started with the so-called romantic trip that my wife had planned, which she claimed was for her mental health, or some other excuses that I didn't buy. She said she needed time away and she wanted to travel alone with her friend, who, unbeknownst to me, was someone she was already having an affair with. The trip was her attempt to escape reality, or perhaps just to live in the fantasies she had created in her mind. But fate, in its own way, had different plans for her, or rather for me. The destination they chose, the place she thought would provide them with the perfect romantic getaway, ended up being struck by a massive earthquake. I never could have imagined that the place where she and her lover were staying would be hit by a landslide. A tragedy that would eventually expose everything. If none of this had happened, if the earthquake and the landslide had not occurred, I might never have found out. I would have been left in the dark, unaware of the infidelity that had been happening right under my nose. Of course, I like to think that I would have eventually figured it out on my own, but who can say? It's funny how life works sometimes, how we are often oblivious to things that are right in front of us. At this point, I could have easily chosen to ignore everything. I could have pretended that none of this had happened, that my wife had not betrayed me in the worst possible way. But that wasn't the truth. No matter how painful it was, I had to accept it. I had to face the reality of the situation. Once the truth came out, there was no denying it. Their affair was exposed. My wife could no longer hide behind excuses or lies. Her actions were laid bare for the world to see. If nothing had happened, if the earthquake and landslide had not occurred, I might have continued living in ignorance. But that wasn't the case. My life had changed in an instant, and there was no going back. But it wasn't just the affair that shocked me. What truly astounded me was the way it all unraveled. The wife of the man my wife had been cheating with somehow got a hold of the information and exposed it in a company meeting. She revealed everything. And just like that, the truth spread throughout the workplace. It wasn't long before the whole office knew. And as a result, my ex-wife lost her job. The shame and humiliation were too much for her to handle, and everything she had worked for came crashing down around her. This is when everything started to spiral for her. Not only did she lose her job, but her family also rejected her. She couldn't go back to her family's home after everything that had happened. I guess they were too embarrassed by her actions to take her back. Or maybe they just didn't want to deal with the fallout. Either way, she was left with nowhere to go. And at that point, I didn't care where she went or what happened to her. I still don't know where she is now. She could be anywhere, for all I know. She's probably somewhere trying to pick up the pieces of her shattered life, but I couldn't care less. Whatever happens to her is no longer my concern. She made her choice. Now she has to live with the consequences. As for the man she had an affair with, it seems like his family decided to give their relationship another shot. Mostly because they had children together. They decided to try and rebuild their life, and so they're probably living together as a family again. As for my ex-wife, I imagine she's living alone now, trying to figure out what to do with her life. I don't really care. Truth is, I have no idea what's going on for her now. And honestly, it doesn't matter. She made her bed, now she has to lie in it. On my end, everything related to the divorce has been sorted out. We settled the property division and the alimony. Once everything was calculated and settled, I could finally breathe easy. Felt taken care of and that chapter of my life is finished. I really couldn't care less about what happens to her from this point on. One thing that used to bother me was that my ex-wife had always claimed she couldn't live without me. She would always say that she needed me in her life, that she couldn't survive without me. But after everything that happened, I realized that I was just another part of her life, something she could cast aside when the time came. She was willing to cheat, to lie, and to destroy everything we had. A person who could do that to someone they supposedly love doesn't really deserve anyone's loyalty. I'm sure she's managing fine now, just as she always has, without any real concern for the damage she caused. She's a survivor, I guess. As for me, I spent a few months in a very dark place. I was in a kind of emotional freefall. All I did was go to work and come home, barely existing in between. I didn't feel alive anymore. Everything seemed pointless. I didn't care about anything, and the joy I once found in life was gone. It was a struggle to get through each day. There were times when I thought about giving up entirely, when the weight of everything was just too much to bear. Somehow, I kept going. I couldn't explain it at the time. There was a small part of me that refused to let go. But eventually, things started to get better. Slowly, people started to reach out to me. Family, friends, even colleagues. They all offered support in their own way, and I began to realize that I wasn't alone as I had felt. Gradually, with time and the help of those who cared about me, I started to pull myself out of that dark place. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight, but I could feel myself starting to live again. I still have moments when I think about the past, especially about my ex-wife. It's hard not to think about her. She was once someone I loved deeply, but I allowed myself to stay trapped in that feeling. I allowed myself to keep dwelling on the betrayal and the pain. I'd never be able to move forward. It's painful to acknowledge, but sometimes the only way to heal is to let go and accept what has happened. Now, I focus on taking care of myself. I've realized that I need to prioritize my own well-being, and I need to be around the people who truly care about me. There are still good people in my life, people who have supported me through this all, and I tend to cherish them. I've learned the importance of honesty, integrity, and looking forward instead of dwelling on what's behind me. I don't know what the future holds, but I know one thing. I believe that when something bad happens, something good is bound to follow. It's a belief I've held on to throughout this entire process. Even when things seem impossible, I believe that the universe has a way of making things right. So I will keep going, one step at a time, with my head held high, and I'll overcome whatever comes my way. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.